Hi there, and welcome to the Compass Way YouTube channel. My name's Jeremy, and I was inspired to start this video series about my exploration in this work and how I came to be here on this land with Thomas, how I ran across this guy that has been making all these videos you've seen, and share my transformation, my inspiration for helping to put this out into the world. So I guess now I'll let Thomas introduce himself, because many of you already know him, but here he is.
Hi, I'm Thomas C. Chavez, and I get to be the video face for the Compass Way, and Jeremy has really made that possible, and it's been really a joy watching Jeremy go through his blossoming from his heart this past year and a half or so, and also been a great exercise in just being with what happens, because there have been some real ups and downs, and if I really got into sympathy with his downs, I'd go down, and I've managed to really be able to watch and hold and allow Jeremy to make his roller coaster ride.
Yes. Yeah, it's been intense. I've put videos up on my own personal Facebook page about this transformation. And what really caused it is something inside me my whole life has been guiding me to find what brings my heart to life, to find how I can come from that place and share my energy with the world and find freedom in that and expression. And that's what all my art consisted of. That was what was birthed out of my skateboarding experience. Originally I was just skating around, visiting cities and trying to move up in the skateboarding world, and that allowed me to really push myself and come from that place, and come from a place of power. And eventually something else needed to happen, and I recognized myself as searching for that, and so I became a woofer here on this land to do something called body electronics, which this community holds space for. And it's a very powerful healing technique that has transformed my life. And this is something that the Compass Way was birthed out of, a practice you may have heard in past videos. Could you talk a little bit about that, Thomas?
Sure. The Compass Way is a way to map very, very gently and in a pithy way, very specific and not complicated, a tremendous amount of learning that we've been doing over the last 17 years or so as a spiritual community. As someone comes in and becomes part of our spiritual community, and one of the things that we would ask is, what spiritual treasures do you come with? And so we learned about many, many systems and many, many practices and many spiritual activities, and we would look for what are the commonalities, what is down at the bottom, what is necessary to being human in this. And there really is a great deal that is in common in the very best and most wonderful practices. And we just naturally were bringing that into our body electronics practice, which is the most powerful physical and emotional and psychological and even spiritual healing practice that I've been able to find in a lifetime of looking. So body electronics is the practice of loving what is, but rather than loving what is as a concept, as a idea, a notional practice, what we do is prepare the body to change with superior nutrition, with great enzymization of the body, great hydration of the body, adjusting and balancing the bowel flora, and creating just a whole foundation with mineralization, meaning upping the mineralization of the body beyond what is normal and natural for it, so that the energy flows along what in Chinese medicine are called the meridians. We really sincerely believe that we're talking about exactly the same energy system that is physical.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you there. This is actually how I was introduced to the community and what I was striving for when I came to this Sunday supper that they hold. Raw food, living food community. I was approaching the world from a view of ultimate health. If I could find a way to get my body and my physical form in ultimate physical power, and I could have my mind clear, and I could, I would be able to function and make my way in this world. And I was really striving to be a force in the world. So being 23, 24, completely straight edge, no drinking, no drugs, reading a lot, studying health, eating all raw, living foods, nothing cooked. You can kind of see how that's a rare thing in today's world, and something I was seeing in my friends who would be doing lots of drinking and stuff, and I was starting to make these connections of, oh, well, we feel like we're not expressing ourselves in the world and we're trapped, and we're covering it up with these foods and these intoxicants and stuff. So as I stopped covering it up, all this stuff would come up, and I found Sunday Supper and walked in the door. This was about 4 years ago. So just the base was always in health. That's where I started finding my power in the world.
So here's one of the interesting things about this particular story is we just welcomed Jeremy in and gave him everything we have, but we did not enforce anything. And one of the things that was neglected was his bowel ecology. So he was doing everything else right, but his bowel ecology was wrong, was off. And so even though he was eating the best foods in the world, he would gravitate towards the sweet end and the dried fruits by tons, and that would feed a candida infection, and that really sapped his health, even though everything else was right. And so that's been one of the downs on the roller coaster ride.
Yes, yes, one of the many, many downs. I mean, when you're confronting everything about yourself, all your beliefs you hold, complete self-exploration, it's intense, and it's something that I see is much needed in the world, especially in my generation, and something I crave for my peers and hold space for that from them. I hold groups in Portland, groups of friends, just to talk about this sort of stuff and find what can we do differently? How can we live differently? Like, obviously what's going on is not working, and I've just been on this huge exploration to find how can we come from a place that works for us and everyone around us and support that. So this is Thomas's book, Body Electronics, right here. He wrote it how many years ago?
2005 is when we put it out.
Yes, so this is an intense healing practice. It's definitely not for the faint of heart, I would say, but worth exploring. You can find it on the website, compassway.org.
You can also find it on Amazon.
And on Amazon, yes. So we're going to end this video. There's going to be many more. This was just a moment of inspiration to share with you. I think we may have reached our time limit.
Very likely.
Yeah, we'll see you again.